Hello students. So in the last video we have talked about making of the Indian Constitution, and I have told you the different steps that were taken before the making of the original Constitution. And in this video we are going to talk about the Constituent Assembly. Now what was this Constituent Assembly? The Constituent Assembly was just a group of people who actually prepared the Constitution of India. The document Constitution was drafted by the Constituent Assembly. As you can see on the right hand side, this was the symbol of the Constituent Assembly of India. Now, the draft of this document Constitution was done by the Constituent Assembly. And this Constituent Assembly, the members of the Constituent Assembly were chosen by elections. Elections were conducted. For example, today in India, we have Parliament, we have this legislative assemblies. So, what do we do for choosing the members of Parliament and the legislative assemblies? We held elections in the country. So that time, in the year 1946, we had elections for in order to choose the members of Constituent Assembly, and these members are going to write the constitution of the country. So the elections were held in the year 1946, and the result it came in the year July. And the first meeting of the Constituent Assembly held in December 9th December 1946. But as you know, soon after that we had independence movement, and with independence came the partition of the country. The India was partitioned into two, India and Pakistan. And also the members of Constituent Assembly were divided among them. Now, the Constituent Assembly that wrote the Indian Constitution had 299 members in total. Earlier, more members were there since the members were splitted into two, so some of them went to Pakistan. All right, and this whole journey of Constitution took 3 years. 3 years to write the Constitution. So imagine. And it came into existence in the year 1949. So the Constitution was adopted on 26 November 1949. That is why till today we celebrate the Constitution Day on 26 November, because it was adopted. But what happened? Some of the provisions were not accepted. So after 2 months, some of the provisions were accepted, and the Constitution came into effect from 26 January 1950. And as you know, to mark this day, we celebrate this day as our Republic Day every year. Now, some questions should come to your mind, that why should we accept the Constitution? All right, because why should we accept? No, because we are the people who should question everything. We should not simply follow. We should question. Why should we follow the Constitution? And that was also prepared by the people 6 decades before. I mean, 60 years before the Constitution that was prepared. Now, why we are following till today? What are the reasons? Okay, so the first reason, or one of the first argument, is that the Constitution does not reflect the view of its members alone. Okay, Constitution does not only reflected the members of Constituent Assembly, it expressed a broad consensus. Like, broad consensus meaning people actually agreed, because the members of the Constituent Assembly are being chosen from all over India, and that too through elections. We the people, we have chosen the members of Constituent Assembly. So this reflects our view. Okay, since many of the countries, they had to rewrite their constitution. Okay, because it was not accepted by all of the social groups in the country. Okay, in some of the countries, the constitution is just a piece of paper. They don't actually follow it. But our experience is totally different. Okay, several, they have questioned our provisions also, but no large social groups or political party have ever questioned the legitimacy of the constitution. Okay, because the leaders, the learned men who were actually involved in the making of the constitution, they were actually concerned about the future of India. All right, and now going to the second reason that why should we accept the constitution. Okay, the second reason for accepting the constitution is that the Constituent Assembly represented the people of India. Okay, that time there was no universal adult franchise, but uh, the people have went and actually voted. Okay, and they have chosen directly by the people. All right, because if you see, how do we choose the member of legislative assembly? How do we choose the member of parliament? We go to the elections. All right, so the Constituent Assembly members could not have been chosen directly by all the people of India, but it was elected mainly by the members of provincial legislatures. All right, we have chosen the members of state legislature, and these state legislatures have chosen the members of Constituent Assembly. So this was a form of indirect election, but we the people have chosen. So this is reflecting us. Okay, Constituent Assembly is reflecting us, and this ensured a fair geographical share. As you know, today, how do we conduct elections? We divide the country into constituencies. Okay, and from each geographical region, we have a member of parliament. So, like that, we had Constituent Assembly members. So the assembly, as you know, that I've already told you that the entire assembly was dominated by one single party, that was Indian National Congress. So this was the umbrella party. All right, umbrella party meaning this party comprised all the ideologies of different ideologies, different people. They became a part of the party, but they included all the different groups together. Everyone with diverse interests, diverse ideologies were accepted in the party. Okay, and the assembly had many members who did not agree with the Congress. Within the party, there were differences, but these differences were not reflected in the decision making. Every decision was taken with the consensus, with the negotiation of the different people. Okay, and also it reflected, and within the party there were different caste, class, religion, occupations. Even if the Constituent Assembly was elected by was not elected by this was elected by, sorry, the universal adult franchise, its composition would not have been very different. Okay, so this was more or less like universal adult franchise, it means to say that. Finally, the manner in which the Constituent Assembly works gives sanctity to the Constitution. Okay, the Constituent Assembly works in a systematic and open. Everything was open. Everything was done open before the people or before the members of the Constituent Assembly. Okay, and you must know there were different committees, and one of the committees that you must remember is drafting committee. 7 members were there in the drafting committee, and who was the president of drafting committee? It was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. All right, and every the draft, meaning the rough, or which you can say the preliminary document. Okay, the document that is preliminary document that we call a draft was prepared by the Constituent Assembly members, and everything was read sections by sections, meaning clause by clause. You can say paragraph by paragraph, or clauses or the sections were read so many times, and so many amendments were done, so many changes were done. All right, and 12 bulky volumes were prepared. So this is it for the video. If you have any doubts, ask me. Alright, this topic is over. Thank you.